On completing this chapter, you will have an understanding of the ship or shore formalities regarding documentation on discharged quantity, pre-departure checklist, the purpose of the checklist, the tasks and who is doing what, the obligation to report to superiors when any negative items are observed, departure, the process of port clearance, the standard procedures for a crude oil tanker when departing the discharge port, who is responsible for the various activities. What are the routine reasons for a terminal issuing a letter of protest to a tanker after discharge? When the discharge has been completed without any expenses due to abnormal delays or damage to the shore facility, the completion documentation may include only a few routine letters of protest, like the following examples. Cargo quantity discrepancy. When the loading master has received information on quantity received into the shore tanks, he boards the vessel and signs the reception documents for the chief officer. If the received quantity is short compared to the arrival quantity and the difference is bigger than an acceptable limit, a letter of protest will be issued and presented to the master. Suspended water in cargo. If the shore facility has observed water or water traces in the received cargo, this will also lead to a letter of protest. What is the purpose of the pre-departure checklists and the main concerns that they address? The purpose of the checklist is to verify that the vessel, in all respects, is prepared and seaworthy for the upcoming sea passage. This includes the vessel's draft, freeboard, trim and water tightness should not exceed safe limits for the departure. All unused valves and the sea chest must be secured. Navigational preparedness must be confirmed by testing controls, checking all required charts and equipment. Engine and steering systems must be warmed up and tested in close coordination with the bridge. Security checks for stowaways and contraband items must be done thoroughly. Who completes the pre-departure checklist and what should be done when any fault is found? The junior officers are, as for the pre-arrival checklist, involved in most of the preparations and checks prior to departure. Any negative answers in the list are to be reported immediately to the superior officers, and the master in turn will coordinate and communicate with the shore officers as necessary. What is the standard sequence of departure procedures after the cargo documentation is completed? When the cargo documentation is completed, the master receives the port clearance, that is, permission from the government authorities to legally leave the port. The vessel then passes through the standard activities for departure. The agent and cargo surveyors disembark. The pilot comes on board. The vessel unmoors and leaves the terminal assisted by tugboats. She then steams out from harbour and disembarks the pilot when passing the sea buoy.